Tonight, a story of loss and gratitude. A Lakeshore woman says when her husband did not return from a fishing trip in September, the response to help find him was overwhelming.
Jill Splitt says members of U.S. Coast Guard and many others acted as if they were searching for their own brother when David Splitt did not come home after spending the day on Lake Michigan. 13 News Side's Lauren Baker spoke with her today and joins us now with her story. Lauren.
Juliet and Elena, Jill Splitt says she and her family can't thank those officials enough for doing everything they could to find her husband.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Wow. When it came to living life, David Splitt always lived it outdoors.
So Dave was always very adventurous. He loved the outdoors. If he could hunt every single day, he would have, or fished.
So when he and his wife Jill tied the knot, she knew she would be hooked in more than one way.
This was the summer after we were married, and he has a 1967 Chris Craft.
Wow.
And we were out boating.
When David went out for a fishing trip on Lake Michigan back in September, Jill and his family thought it was like every other fishing trip. But unfortunately, it wasn't.
He left bright and early in the morning, and he didn't return.
After hours of not hearing from him, Jill called the authorities and a search began. Those hours turned into a day, then two.
We know that there's a person actually out there.
Then on day 3, his body was found. It was a tragic day for the family that has turned into months of grief. But from that grief, Jill and her family say they found gratitude.
And I said that to them when we met, like, you were really searching for your brother, your family member.
Jill says even though it wasn't the outcome they wanted, they are so thankful for how the Coast Guard and other officials jumped into action to save her husband.
The Coast Guard was right there, right by my side.
She says they used several different aircraft, drones, and other technology to find her husband. They even called her frequently to make sure she was up to date at all times. And because all of the agencies involved stood by her side during this dark time, she says it's important for others to know about the heroes in their community.
And part of, the gratitude is also sharing with the communities that we live in what these agencies, the Coast Guard, what they will do. They stopped at really nothing to find Dave.
And when they held David's funeral, the family asked for memorial donations to the U.S. Coast Guard and Ottawa County dive team. Jill says the focus now is making sure people remember her husband as a man who simply loved to fish and hunt. In the newsroom, Lauren Baker, 13 on your side.